Good morning, fellow Nigerians. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja, and the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. It's Monday, the 9th of March, 2025. I have the pleasure of reading a very inspiring message from a Nigerian woman, especially at a time the women in Nigeria have come under assault by the men folk at the National Assembly of Nigeria. The author of this essay is no other person than the former Ekiti State First Lady, Bisi Fayemi. All right, I am not going to waste a lot of time. I will read the entire message and then talk about it in a serious broadcast to take a critical look at the content she put up here. Now, let's go. Not About Natasha by Bisi Fayemi. Over the past 2 weeks, we have witnessed a number of events at the Nigerian Senate, which have left some of us shell-shocked. It is quite common for arguments and battles of all kinds to break out in the National Assembly. It is not easy for so many representatives of their people to get along without ruffling each other's feathers. However, what we have all witnessed recently cannot be considered normal. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi's Central Senatorial District, wanted to speak from the floor of the Senate. She was not recognized to speak because her seat had been moved. She refused to proceed to her new seat because she felt undermined and disrespected. Apparently, Senator Natasha had been bottling in a number of grievances against her colleagues, especially the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. She then went on to make allegations of sexual harassment against the Senate President on the national television. After she dropped the bomb, there was a flurry of activities. Senator Ireti Kingibe, a serving female senator, and 2 former senators, Senator Abiodun Olujimi and Senator Florence Itagiwa, were invited to share their views. All 3 senators are older friends, or at least acquaintances of mine, and I have a lot of respect for them. However, I found their submissions extremely disappointing. It is one thing to argue that it is important to follow the rules. I don't think anyone will insist on flouting the rules of such an important institution, especially if they applied fairly and not subjectively. It was, however, clear that Senator Natasha felt beleaguered, and she believed that there was a score the Senate President wanted to settle with her. If this was the case, then I would have expected the 3 senators to support a process that will enable the Senator Natasha to shed light on her serious allegations of sexual harassment beyond national television, and for the Senate President to defend himself in a transparent manner. To my horror, none of the female senators deemed it necessary to stand up for another woman, even if, in their opinion, Senator Natasha was misguided on matters of process and temperament. She was still entitled to have her fears and concerns heard. It is so painful that all 3 of them missed an opportunity to see the bigger picture and address the constant intimidation, gaslighting, and belittling women in leadership positions go through. I was so shocked to hear Senator Florence Itagiwa claim that if you are a senator as a woman, no one can harass you. On July 12, 2016, Senator Dino Melaye threatened to assault and impregnate his female colleagues, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on the floor of the Senate, and nothing will happen. That unbelievable insult was not only directed at Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who is now the First Lady, God have mercy, the First Lady of the country, but to all Nigerian women who venture into public life in various capacities. Before our very eyes in this country we live in, several female politicians have been insulted and disrespected by other male politicians at one point or another. Most of the women in leadership positions have to contend with patriarchal odds overwhelmingly stacked against them. So they learn survival skills to help them conserve their energy and live to fight another day. It is an understandable strategy, but not always a wise one when you have an opportunity to close ranks and make a point that will go a long way in demanding a new culture of respect for women in leadership. To all women who have publicly taken a position against Senator Natasha, I have news for you. You are not fighting the same battle as most of the male senators or the men around us who have also aired their views. You are not on the same page. You are not even reading the same book. If it was just about Senator Natasha following the rules and not disrupting the space for women in politics, the problem can be easily fixed. I am sure if Senator Natasha takes the time to familiarize herself with Senate rules and proceedings, assuming she has not done so already, this will make her work in the Senate more productive. However, this is not what is at play here. What is happening is a full-scale war on women in public life, with clear lines drawn. Women need to wake up. We need to do battle with the powerful forces that want women to keep being silent in the face of provocation and abuse. Those who are penchant for using women against women, and those who dangle carrots and sticks while we dance and perform for them. We don't have to like Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. She does not need to be liked or admired, yet she needs to be respected, heard, and allowed justice. This misogyny in high places, this case has revealed, is unsettling. One of Senator Natasha's colleagues, Senator Peter Mwebonyi, Deputy Chief Whip, had the audacity to go on television to allege that Senator Natasha has X number of children for X number of men, a claim that is untrue. Therefore, her allegation of sexual harassment should be disregarded. Really? Coming from a place where many of the leaders there have households straight out of popular family comedy, Fuji House of Commotion. My heart broke when one of the female protesters for hire said she was protesting because they do not want stubborn women like Senator Natasha. Her words might have sounded like the rant of an illiterate, but those are the sentiments of powerful people who surround Senator Natasha. She is too opinionated, stubborn, uncontrollable, all the things no woman is meant to be. They want women who are quiet, humble, play by the rules as set by them, and who literally and figuratively keep their heads down. Since we only have 4 women out of 109 senators, it is no surprise that the landlords will always make sure that tenants know their place. Sad. The moment you forget, you will be forcefully reminded. If you are in doubt, seek out the footage of the proceedings at the Lagos State House of Assembly on March 3rd. What happened in the Senate chambers on March 6th was a travesty. The impunity and disregard were breathtaking. The Senate president should have demonstrated leadership by allowing someone else to receive the petition against him. You cannot sit in judgment over a case that involves you. As if that was not bad enough, there was a rush to suspend Senator Natasha for 6 months, minus her privileges, even when there are court rulings that suspending legislators for more than 14 days is detrimental to their representational functions. This was clearly designed to humiliate, punish, and demean Senator Natasha as much as possible. Time and history will be the judge of all concerned. In my own opinion, this is not about Senator Natasha. This is about all women who venture into leadership positions, who have to contend with hostile working environments, who have to live through their private lives being picked apart, and who have to struggle to balance all their professional and personal obligations. To those who have been asking the foolish question, is she the only one? Why don't you start by asking all the women in your life what they have gone through to get to where they are? As we mark, I can't find it in me to celebrate another International Women's Day on March 8th. It would serve us well as Nigerian women to know which battles we want to fight and what wars are worth winning. We all need to stand and fight for ourselves. The war is not against one woman. Nigeria, 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 our country. It's time to get up and stand up to fight for this country. We can't continue this way in Nigeria. We can't be this Nigeria. Well, I reserve my comment until the broadcast that will be looking critically at all the issues raised. I will sign off by saying that what happened to Natasha was a travesty, not just against her, but against all women from Nigeria and across Africa. So see you when I take on every point that was raised in this essay. God bless you. Stand up for your right. Don't give up the fight. Heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what right is really what. It's not all that glitters is gold. Half the stories they never told us, and now we've seen your life. We stand up for our rights.